Hey guys, I'm Brandon Coburn, and this is your Liberty Club Sports Wrap-Up. Well, we had a ton of teams in action last weekend, so let's check out how our athletes performed. The men's Division I hockey team traveled up to Delaware to take on the number 15 Delaware Blue Hens. The two teams split the weekend series at the Lehigh Center back in November. However, this time it would be the Blue Hens that would get the most of the Flames, taking game number 1 over Liberty by a score of 5-1, and then again the next night by a score of 7-2. The Flames will regroup and gear back up for this coming weekend as they will play the Oakland Grizzlies twice at home. The women's Division I team continues to stay hot as the ladies traveled up to play UMass in a 2-game series 2 weeks ago. The ladies proved why they are ranked number 1 in the nation by beating number 5 UMass 6-2 and 5-2 to sweep the weekend series. The ladies would be also in action last weekend as they played Davenport University at the Lehigh Center. The series would show the dominance of the Liberty Flames' defensive play as they would shut out Davenport 3-0 in game number 1 and 2-0 in game number 2. The ladies will play their final games at home this coming weekend as they will play number 2 Adrian College. The men's volleyball team hosted the Virginia Tech Hokies in their second annual Midnight Mayhem game. Virginia Tech ranked as high as number 1 in last season's national polls before ending the year at number 5 would prove to be too much for the Flames as Liberty would drop the match in 3 games, 25-12, 25-11, and 25-19 in front of 4,000 plus students. The Flames will next play at the ECVA South Playdate on February 13th. The men's Division II hockey team is still currently the top team in the Southeast region. Liberty would take on the number 3 seed, the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles, and the two teams split their series down in Florida back in October, so the matchup could determine who would finish in the top 2 spots and get that auto bid to Nationals. Game number 1 did not disappoint as the Flames played their game plan perfectly and came out on top by a score of 4-2. The next night would be a battle once again as this back and forth affair was capped off by Liberty scoring 3 times in the third period to secure the Game 2 dub. The Flames will be next in action this coming weekend as they will play UMBC and Maryland twice on the road. The men's Division III hockey team was also in action 2 weeks ago as they traveled to Knoxville, Tennessee. Liberty would play in a 2-game series against the University of Tennessee, and the Flames were able to edge out the Volunteers in game number 1 by a score of 5-3. However, game number 2 would go to Tennessee as they would defeat the Flames in overtime by a score of 6-5. Liberty traveled back home to take on number 7 and rival CNU last weekend, and the Flames would play their best hockey of the season, defeating Christopher Newport in game number 1 by a score of 6-3 and also in game number 2 by a score of 3-0. The Flames will wait to see their final rankings in 2 weeks as they will play Elon University and JMU on February 12th and 13th. The gymnastics team traveled up to Ohio State last weekend to compete at the Buckeye Blast. The event would be the first competition that the Liberty Flames would compete in this season, and the young program did not disappoint, as the men would finish second and the women's team finished third. Liberty will next compete on February 20th at James Madison University. The equestrian team traveled to Campbell, North Carolina last weekend and enjoyed their best performance to date, earning reserve champion Western team honors for the first time. The Flames and Lady Flames scored their highest combined score ever, finishing just 2 points behind North Carolina State, which leads this year's Zone 4 Western standings. Liberty's record showing moved them from 5th place up into 3rd in the standings ahead of Martin Community College and Virginia Tech, with 1 regular season show remaining on February 7th at St. Andrews University. For more information on Liberty Club Sports, you can visit us on our website, like us on Facebook and Instagram, and of course, follow us on Twitter. For Liberty Club Sports, I'm Brandon Coburn, and thanks for watching.